Hey folks, and welcome back to Ahad's Automotive, where I'll be taking a look at this, the 2020 Hyundai Verna. So is it any good? Well, let's go ahead and find out. Before I start off this video, I want to thank the person who made this possible, and that is Mr. Rizwan from PSM Hyundai. Now, if you guys are interested in checking out the Verna or any other Hyundai vehicles, I request you to do so at PSM Hyundai. You can get in touch with Mr. Rizwan using the contact info shown on the screen right now. The variant that I have with me right now is the SXO Turbo Petrol variant, the topmost variant that you can buy. So let's check it out. So starting off with the exterior, the first thing that catches your eye is the headlamp. Now this is an all LED unit and is one of the major changes up front. Now when lit up, this is how they look. They have a C-shaped DRL and it is super bright. Now with the lights on, since it's an all LED unit, your illumination is perfect. You can also see the projector fog lamp in action over here, and turning on the indicators, we find out they're the normal type and not the dynamic type that is in fashion right now. Now right next to that, you can find the front parking sensors, which are exclusive to the turbo variant alone. Now you got two sensors next to the two fog lamps, and the other ones are placed right over here, as you can see, which is surrounded by the gloss black grille, again exclusive to the turbo, and so is this black chin spoiler. Overall, the front of the 2020 Verna is very sharp and very smart, and it looks attractive. Taking a look at the side of the Verna, there are a very few changes over here. Overall, the style of the Verna is retained. It still has that coupe-like roof that flows right into the boot. So the first change on this turbo variant is that you get a DCT badging. Since this car does have a dual clutch transmission, your outside rear view mirror is finished in gloss black, and you have these new 16-inch rims. Now they do look good, but the space between the wheel and the wheel arch is a bit huge. Now the chrome door handles, they have the request sensor only on the driver's side, as you can see. Now they do look good, but I wish they were body color on this turbo variant. What is also nice is this chrome belt line that runs all the way from the front to the back with a small kink that forwards. It looks really nice and is smart. And taking a look at the car from the third quarter, it still has that distinctive Verna-like design. Now coming to the back, the first change, yes, is the turbo badging and these re-profiled tail lamps. Now these are not the LED units, they do have an LED strip, and this is how they look when lit up. It looks decent enough, and there's not a huge change as in with the headlamps. Now, these look similar to the ones that are found before. Now right below that you have these hexagonal patterns, which is exclusive to the turbo variant, along with your parking sensors. Right below that you have this twin exhaust pipes, which again is exclusive to the turbo variant. And overall, the rear bumper I feel is a bit too much in terms of design. You have a shark fin antenna, and coming right down you can see the parking camera right next to the button that opens up the boot, which reveals, well, the boot. It is well shaped. There's no fancy subwoofer here because the Verna does not get any sort of a branded music system. The Verna does have a sunroof both on the SX and the SXO variant. To get inside the Verna, you do have a smart key, and these are the buttons on it. You have your lock, unlock, boot, as well as the horn button. Now putting the key back inside my pocket, walking up to the car and pressing the request sensor, it unlocks, and opening it up reveals the all black interior. Starting off with the door pad, they are finished in black since this is the turbo variant. As you can see, these are your window controls and outside driving mirror controls. You have your tweeter up there, and taking a look at the bottom, you have your speaker as well as the bottle holder, which is spacious. Now taking a look at your seats, they are finished in leather, and on this turbo variant they do have red stitching and outline. Now taking a look at your pedals, they are well spaced and you have the convenient deck pedal as well. Overall, the changes inside the Verna's cabin are minimal, and there are certain features that are exclusive to the turbo. So let's check them out. Starting off, you have these red accents on the AC vent, and as well as the red stitching, like I said before, for the seats, which are exclusive to the turbo variant. What will definitely stand out is this all digital instrument cluster, which is part of the 2020 Verna. Now it is clearly readable and looks really nice, and is the same unit found on the new i20. So as you can see, the center screen displays your tire pressure, your driving info, that is your instantaneous fuel mileage, as well as other functions that are related to the car. Talking about the steering wheel of the Verna, it is wrapped in leather and feels really nice, and on the left hand side you have a phone and media controls, and on the right hand side you have your cruise control as well as MID controls. Now there are paddle shifters present, but it is only on the turbo petrol variant. On the right hand side you have your light as well as indicator stock, and on the left hand side, well, yep, you guessed it, it is your wiper stocks. The next biggest change inside the Verna's cabin is this all new 8-inch touchscreen. Now this is typical Hyundai in-car entertainment system where the display is fantastic and is super easy to use. Right below that you have your physical buttons, which is a blessing in disguise, because all the cars that are launching right now have the soft touch buttons, which clearly I dislike a lot. So you have buttons with shortcuts to map, navigation, and even a favorites button which can be customized to what you want. Below that is your automatic climate control. Now this is a single zone automatic climate control, no fancy stuff like the dual zone. Below which you have your, let me just shift it out, your wireless charger as well as a USB port and a 12-volt socket, and the ventilation seats for both the driver as well as the passenger. Now coming to the gear shift lever, this is the DCT variant. So as you can see, it has your typical automatic layout where you have park, reverse, neutral and drive. Now putting it into reverse, as you can see, brings up the reverse camera as well as the reverse parking sensor in the central MID screen. Now putting it into neutral and drive, on the center screen, your gear shift layout is displayed on the top left corner. Coming further below, you have your parking brake and 2 cup holders as well as your armrest. Now there is storage, unfortunately due to the lighting you can't see it, but it is good enough, and the armrest can be moved as well, which is a huge advantage. Taking a look at the auto dimming inside rearview mirror, as this car has the Blue Link system, you have the buttons for that. And up here you have your sunglass holder as well as your in-cabin lights. Now you also have your sunroof button, which is a one-touch operation. Now this is not the fancy panoramic type, it's just a normal sunroof. And you have a manual blind as well. Talking about the rear seat space of the Verna, it's not its strongest suit. Now with the front seat set to my height, I do have a couple of inches to spare. Now it is comfortable. What makes it more comfortable are these rear AC vents. Now they are individual vents, so they can be adjusted according to what each occupant wants. Now sitting 2 abreast is going to be easy, but 3 might be a bit of a squeeze. The armrest is set at the perfect height and it has 2 cup holders as well. Now the sloping roofline does eat a bit into the headroom, but it is decent enough. Now you've got a manual sun blind over here, which is a boon during summers here in cities like Chennai. Now since I've only spoken and shown you the turbo petrol variant of the Hyundai Verna, this is what the normal diesel as well as the 1.5 liter petrol variants of the Verna look like. Coming to what powers the Verna, it is a 1.5 liter U2 CRD engine that puts out 115 PS of power, mated to either a manual or an automatic transmission. You then have a 1.5 liter petrol engine that puts out 115 PS of power, mated to either a manual or an automatic, and the automatic being a CVT. Then you have the 1 liter Kappa Turbo GDI variant that puts out 120 PS of power and is mated to only a 7-speed DCT. Now time to take the Verna out for a spin. Now how does the 1 liter turbo petrol actually feel like to drive? It is the same one found in the Venue as well as the i20 with identical power figures. And the very first thing I felt when I drove the car was how easy it was to drive. There is absolutely no turbo lag thanks to the DCT. Power is always present when you need it, and push the car and it gives back exactly what you want. Put it into S mode and it actually works, keeping the power band always within reach. What helps a lot is the paddle shifter, which makes the experience more better. The handling is much more mature than before, but it's still not VW levels. Ride comfort is really nice and it's actually much better than the fluidic Verna. Overall, driving the Verna is a pleasant experience, and in this turbo petrol variant, I can't believe I'm saying this, the Verna feels like a proper performance sedan. So what does this all add up to? Well, the Verna is a brilliant sedan, and if you're in the market for one, you should highly consider it. Especially if you're planning to buy a diesel automatic, because the Verna is the only one that offers that variant. Here are the safety features as well as the colors of the Hyundai Verna. Feel free to pause the video and go through them. And now finally, here are the 5 things that I like and 5 things that I dislike about the 2020 Verna. Thank you so much for watching this video, and please do let me know what you folks think of the Hyundai Verna. Drop it in the comments down below. Now if you did like this video, please do hit the like button and please do subscribe to my channel as it helps me out a lot. I'll see you guys in the next one. So take care, drive safe, and always wear your seatbelt.